नमामि भगवत्पादं शङ्करं लोकशङ्करं शङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः ईश्वरो गुरुरात्मेति मूर्तिभेदविभागिने व्योमवद्व्याप्तदेहाय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। This morning we discussed the meaning of the word Upanishad, which means self-knowledge. The word reveals what the subject matter is. Upa or self is subject matter. Also reveals what the knowledge does, how it takes us to our own true nature, which is Brahman, reveals the true nature of ourselves, and thereby eliminates the perceived difference between the seeker and the sought. The 10th man is a seeker, 10th man is a sought. And that he is searching for the 10th man, he is searching for himself, means that in his mind, one who is searching for is different from himself. So there is a distance created between the one who is searching called the seeker, what is searching called the sought. Even though the seeker and sought are one, the ignorance of himself creates a distance, which is not a real distance, it is Brahma or Viparya or false knowledge, false notion, born of self-ignorance. So this knowledge removes that self-ignorance, and that is how it removes the seeming duality, the distance, seeming distance created between the seeker and what is searching for in life, makes him realize that I am the sought, I am Brahman. And that way it removes whatever sense of limitedness, separateness, isolation, which is what the individual feels right now. I am only confined to this body, mind, sense complex. That you are a self confined to that body, mind, sense complex. There are as many self, as many atmas, as many the embodiments are. And I am different from everybody else. Everyone is different from me. This is called duality. Duality means bheda or mutual exclusion. See, dvaita or duality does not mean two. Two does not make duality. Mutual exclusion. It means that you are not what I am not what you are. This is what is the problem. That you are there and I am there is not a problem. When I am standing in front of a mirror, I see many Swamis in there. Mirrors are of different nature, convex, concave. I may see many Swamis of different shapes and size also, is it not so? But many does not create duality, because the perception of those reflections does not create in me this notion that I am separate from them, they are separate from me. There is a knowledge, I am their self, I am that, they are I am them. No, that's the reality. But then when I see you, the immediate conclusion in my mind is you are that, confined to that body-mind complex, I am this much confined to this body, mind, sense complex. It is by default. Meaning we are born with these conclusions. It's called identification. Judging myself based on my body, mind, etc. So this exclusion that we feel. I feel excluded by the world. In turn, I exclude the world. This is the reaction. If you exclude me, I exclude you. And therefore, all our vyavahara, our life is based on this conception or notion, I should say, of mutual exclusion. This is called Dvaitam. Non-duality does not mean that everything merges into one, understand? Doesn't have to. If there are 500 mirrors and if I stand in the middle and I see 500 Swamis, they don't have to merge because they are only an appearance. So manyness is an appearance. Manyness of the body is there. Manyness of Atma is my conclusion, The body is there. That body also is there. That I am confined to this body and you are confined to that body, that is my conclusion. They say that we experience duality. We don't experience duality. That you are different. It's not my experience, it is my conclusion, understand? If duality was experienced, you can never eliminate that. Duality or mutual exclusion is my conclusion, my notion, my bhrama, my false notion. So knowledge will only eliminate that notion of exclusion, not eliminate people and the world. It doesn't have to be. No change needs to take place in the life. In myself or in yourself, in the world, anywhere. The only change that has to take place is in my conclusion or notion, false notion about who I am, who you are. And that creates this duality, division, exclusion, which is not there. My reflection does not exclude me. If I do not know that there is myself, then I feel excluded by that, like a little child will feel when he looks at the mirror. Thinks that somebody else has come. Depending on the child, he may start playing, or he may start fighting, whatever, like a bird will, pack at the mirror. So only change that has to happen is in my perception, my conclusion. No other change needs to happen. Because everything is all right as it is. Which we'll see in that Shanti Mantra. So this is what Upanishad or self-knowledge does. Upanishad, this text is called Upanishad also. Upanishad means self-knowledge. The text which reveals or delineates, expounds self-knowledge also is called Upanishad. So the book also is called Upanishad in a secondary sense. So this book or text called Upanishad is part of the Veda. There's a Veda and Upanishad, you don't have to say that. It's a Veda, Upanishad is included, understand? Oh, myself and my hand, I don't have to say that because when I say myself, the hand is included. So we don't say Vedas, and Veda includes Upanishads. Veda is a complete text with just two primary sections. First section is called Karma Kanda, which basically deals with how to live life, dharma, and values, do's and don'ts. And the second section is Jnana Kanda, dealing with the knowledge of the reality. Or Puja Swami used to say, Vedanta addresses the realities of life. The problem is not with life, not with realities, the way I perceive the realities. In our life, there is this entity called the self, the universe that I confront, Ishvara, Jiva, Jagat, and Ishvara. These three entities make up my life, is it not so? There is a fourth thing. Jiva, the individual, Jagat, the universe I interact with, and Ishvara, creator, whether you accept it or not, but Ishvara. Means I don't believe in Ishvara, then also Ishvara is involved in our life. And each one of us is born with a conclusion or opinion about who I am, what the world is, and who Ishvara is. This is by default. Now everybody knows what default is. This is a caller tune by default. Meaning that it just happens. We are not created it, we are born with this. Every human being has opinions about his or herself, about the world, about Ishvara. We cannot escape that opinion because to have opinion is the nature of our mind. Buddhi or intellect is the adhyavasayatmika buddhi, that mind of which the nature is to conclude, to judge, is called buddhi. So judging faculty, concluding faculty is called buddhi. And therefore, it is the nature of buddhi to have an opinion about whatever it confronts. That's all. You are looking at me, you have an opinion about me. I have opinion about, meaning we always have opinion about everything that we confront, everything that we interact with. Because we cannot decide what to do before we have an opinion. This is my friend is an opinion. Foe is an opinion. Good is an opinion. Bad is an opinion. So first, this opinion takes place in my mind. Watch out, beware, no problem, safe, unsafe. Then that determines how I respond to it. Is it not so? So therefore, every moment our intellect always has an opinion or a conclusion about I as well as you. And therefore, we have never questioned these conclusions. We are living our life from the birth onwards. And what we do is based basically first on who I think I am and who I think you are. Is it not so? First thing that takes place is who I think I am. First opinion. Second that takes place is who you means whatever I am interacting with, who that is. And then my strategy is decided. To be frank, to be watchful, to be careful. Our life is based on these opinions, understand? What we do every moment is determine by not what is, what my opinion is. Not what is, what my perception is. I have an opinion about you, perception about myself and about what I interact with. This is one thing that we don't question. This is taken for granted. I never question my opinion about myself. I know who I am. I may not know who you are, but I have an estimate of who you are. Otherwise, I can't interact with you. I first decide who you are. Not in the sense of what your name is, etc., but who you are means whether you are acceptable to me, non-acceptable to me, likable, dislikable, trustworthy, not trustworthy, whatever. So these opinions decide what we feel, what we do, and how we live. Let's understand this. The opinion about myself, which gives rise to opinion about yourself, and that is the basis of what I think, what I do, how I react. That means, if I think that I should not trust you, then my behavior is some one way. Your trustworthy is a different way. Strange, familiar, depends upon what my opinion is, that's how I behave. That's how I feel. Therefore, whatever we feel, basically what Vedanta addresses is the problem of sadness in our life. Human being is a sad creature. Poor thing. He is the most evolved creature, but the saddest creature. Nobody else has sadness. The dogs that are running around, the monkeys that are running around, the peacocks that are running around, no sadness. Oh, this morning I found a peacock, just sitting, lost. Sad. Hopefully not. Dogs and cats. If dog lives too long with us, then he may start feeling that way. It's a different thing. By our influence. He says, no, sorry, my dog feels, sad when we leave. But that's because he lived pretty long with you. His street dog, there's no problem. That doesn't mean we want to become dogs and cats and buffaloes. Yeah, they have no stresses. Buffalo has no stress, no sadness, no problem in life that we think is a problem. The only problem is hunger and thirst and ahar and bhaya mayutharam. That's all the problem they have. Why do you think it is so? Why do you think buffalo has no stress, no problem? Because buffalo is not evolved enough to feel stress, understand? It's a privilege that we feel stress. It's a privilege that we feel sad, I tell you. It's a problem, all right. Had the problem not been there, there will be no solution. We'll remain a buffalo all along. The buffalo is born buffalo and dies buffalo. Whereas we are born as human beings, with the freedom to die as God or dog, whatever, which depends on how we conduct ourselves. I can die as God or I can die as dog, depending upon how I conduct my life. So that is the freedom and that is the responsibility we have. Big deal. There was no freedom, no responsibility. Responsibility means stress. All stress comes not from action. It comes from the responsibility that I am the performer of our action and therefore I am accountable for the outcome. That's by the way. So what I am saying is that this is what our life is like this. Doesn't have to be like that. is like this because of what I think I am, who I think I am. So that is why Vedanta addresses the basic thing, that what we call a problem of anxiety, fear, stress, all of this has its root in what my opinion is about myself. If that changes, things will remain what they are. There will be no anxiety, no fear, no stress. I'll be like buffalo. Remaining human Pashvadibhisya, meaning that I don't become buffalo. I become as carefree as buffalo is. Now buffalo is born with carefree. I have to work hard to become carefree. That's the only difference. You have to work hard to be happy. It doesn't come like that. Happiness does not come like that. We have to work hard to be happy. Work hard to become free from stress. Work hard to have harmony. It doesn't happen right away. Not that two people got married. There's no. Oh, we love each other. That's good. Please do. But that doesn't mean that it's all over. You'll start. You're a little head start, that's all. Because you love. But the same problems are there and you have to do what you need to do. You have to work hard to be happy. Which we do. Except that whether the kind of effort that we make increases happiness or creates problems is a different matter. And therefore Vedanta addresses this process in our life. Understand what Vedanta does. Where the basic problem is in my opinion about myself and about others and how I relate. So that's what Vedanta Upanishad does. So Karma Kanda and Jnana Kanda, section dealing with karma or action, duties, do's and don'ts, and Jnana Kanda. Every Veda has Karma Kanda and Jnana Kanda. There are 4 Vedas: Rig Veda, Yajurveda, Samaveda, Atharva Veda. Each Veda has many dissensions. Rig Veda has some 21 dissensions, some are supposed to be 1000 dissensions, etc., which are not available now. But now, the Upanishad that we are studying is part of the Yajurveda. The Upanishad in Rig Veda is Aitareya Upanishad. There are others also, Kaushitaki Upanishad, Maitrayani Upanishad, etc. Kaushitaki. Yajurveda has Upanishad, many Upanishads. Now Yajurveda has 2 recensions, the Kanva and Madhyandina. Yajurveda has Shukla Yajurveda and Krishna Yajurveda. Shukla has also 2 recensions, Kanva and Madhyandina. You need not worry about that, this is just for your general information. The reason why I am mentioning is that Ishavasya Upanishad that we are going to study belongs to Yajurveda, and that too, Yajurveda is white Yajurveda, black Yajurveda. They say Shukla Yajurveda, Krishna Yajurveda, the white and black. Because north fellows are white and south fellows are black. So in south there is black Yajurveda, in north there is white Yajurveda. Generally, the Krishna Yajurveda is more prevalent in the south. Shukla Yajurveda is more prevalent in the north, for not reason for skin color, but that's how it happens to be. And Shukla Yajurveda, called white Yajurveda, has 2 recensions, Kanva and Madhyandina. So the Ishavasya Upanishad is found in both these recensions. The recension, the Upanishad that we are going to study is what occurs in Kandva Shaka. Ishavasya found Kandva and Madhyandana with slight differences. But since Bhashyakara, Adi Shankaracharya ji, has commented upon the Upanishad of Kandva because he belonged to that one. He came from south. And then the Kandva Shaka is, more prevalent. So Bhashyakara commented upon the Kandva recension of Ishavasya. So we also follow that. Doesn't matter where you belong to, but when you come to this, we follow Bhashyakara. Anyway, this is just for your general information. Doesn't matter too much whether you remember these words or not. And this forms the 40th chapter of that, Veda. Ishavasya Upanishad. Every Upanishad or every study of Vedanta begins with a prayer called Mangalacharanam. Mangala Acharanam. Acharanam conduct, the auspicious conduct. Meaning we should begin with auspiciousness. So it is tradition, Vedic tradition, to begin any undertaking with a prayer. The main purpose of prayer is that we are seeking the grace of Ishvara whom we are praying. So Ishvara is whom we pray in one form or the other. Prayer to Lord Ganesha, to Saraswati or other Ishtadevata is basically Ishvara. Why do we pray? So that to leave a word with him. Please remember, take care, this is my son-in-law. He's going to appear for an interview. Take care. So similarly with Ishvara also we are leaving a word. Please take care of me. I'm beginning this undertaking, and there are always possibilities of many obstacles in completion of any undertaking. Therefore, a prayer is performed to ward off the obstacles. And prayers are of different nature. One is a prayer to please bless me, we are seeking some favor. Other is prayer is just remembering or thinking about Ishvara. Simply thinking about his nature. So prayer that this Upanishad has or this Veda has is of the nature of the reflection upon the nature of Ishvara. We don't directly pray, please do this. But you just think about him. Our Swamiji in the olden days, you may have heard this, used to talk about this mantra, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. This is simply name of the Hare. There is address. Hey Hari, Hare Rama, Hey Hari, Hey Rama, Hey Rama, Hey Rama, Hey Hari, Hey Hari, Hey Krishna, Hey Krishna. What is this? Swami just thinking, wondering, what is the meaning of this mantra? What are we doing this? We are not asking Ishvara to do something. You just say, Hey Hari, Hey Rama, Hey Krishna, Hey Krishna. What kind of prayer is this? Where we are not seeking any favor or any reward or benefit. So, this is the brain, fertile brain, it thinks. What's the purpose of this prayer? Then he remembered traveling in train from Delhi to Chennai or something. In between, I don't know, some station comes at 4:30 in the morning. And in 4:30 you need tea, hot tea. Open the window, station has come, you don't know what station it is, doesn't matter. Chai wala, chai wala, chai wala, chai wala. So what do? You hold your cup, pours tea. So do you need to tell him, hey, give me tea? What will chai wala do? It is nature of chai wala to give you tea, is it not? That means you don't have to say, give me tea. When you hold your cup, he will give you tea. That's what Swamiji remember. Chai wala, you are just sambodhanam, addressing chai wala. It is nature of chai wala to give chai. So Hari, Hare, Hey Hari, Hey Hari, Hey. You know what is Hari? Harati iti Hari. Who removes your sins, removes your sorrow, removes your obstacles, is called Hari. So you don't have to say what to do. Hey Hari, Hey Hari. What will, he will do what his nature is. What is it? That removes obstacles. So Hare Rama, Rama Rama. It's simply addressing Rama and Hari. Nature is Harati Papani, the one removes the sins, one who removes obstacles is Hari. So even though while you only remember Ishvara, utter his name, there is no overt prayer seeking favor or seeking certain kind of benefit. But then, simply by uttering his name, he will do what his nature is. Is it not so? Dad! So dad knows why he's calling me. I guess he wants to go for a movie in the evening. So why should he come to dad? When dad comes home from work, this day, this evening is very favorable. Child comes, greeting the lad, his shoes is removed, cleans them. Something is there. So Ishvara knows something is there. This fellow is remembering me. So what will dad do? Dad says, what do you want? Similarly, Ishvara, he doesn't even need to be told, fortunately. The dad may need to be told, but Ishvara doesn't need to be told. So this is prayer of simply remembering or reflecting upon thinking about the nature of Ishvara. So Ishvara will do his job of removing obstacles. So the prayer is a very famous prayer that we chant at the beginning of any Upanishad or any text which is the Shukla Yajurveda. This is a prayer of Shukla Yajurveda. Since Ishavasya Upanishad belongs to Shukla Yajurveda, therefore this is a prayer. Do you know the prayer of Krishna Yajurveda? Have you studied Kathopanishad? It belongs to Krishna Yajurveda. What's the prayer? Sahana Bhavatu. So Sahana Bhavatu is a prayer that we utter when we commence the study of anything belonging to Krishna Yajurveda. Purnamadaha is what we utter when we are studying anything belonging to Shukla Yajurveda. So let us recite the prayer verse which is there now. It's included in the prayer, so it's not separately written, but it's on the page 3 of in your booklet. I will recite, you please repeat after me. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vasishyate Shanti Shanti Shanti. Now here, I have something to contribute. That this mantra has no udatta. It's only anudatta. If you look at the swaras are not given, but anyway, all the swaras are anudatta. Purnamada, Purnamidam, Purnat, Purnamudachyate, Uchyate. Either Swarita or Anudatta. No Udatta. Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vasishyate. Not Vasishyate. Just since we are discussing this mantra, you may as well know what the... So, this mantra is all Anudatta, meaning all swaras going down, not going up. Similarly, Shanti, 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 not Shanti. Elsewhere, Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. But this is different. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. The translation, Om begins with, prayer begins Om. Om is a very famous word. It is the name of Ishvara, Paramatma. Om. The whole Upanishad dedicated to explaining the meaning of the word Om. That's a Mandukya Upanishad. And we don't have any intention of discussing, but Om is the name of Ishvara. And it is traditional to begin any Vedic mantra with the recital of Om. Om Trambakanya Yajamaya. So Vedic mantra begins with the utterance of Om, which is the Mangala. Om itself is Mangalam. Om Atha, Om Atha. It is said that Brahmaji, when he created the universe, he first uttered Om Atha, Om Atha, Om, and then he undertook the act of creation. So Om is considered to be, even the sound also is very auspicious sound, and the meaning also is auspicious. Om. Then the mantra says Purnam Adaha, Purnam Idam, Purnat, Purnam Udachyate. Look at the text. Om Purnam Adaha. What it means? What does it mean? Purnam Adaha. Next word is Purnamidam. What does it mean? Purnam Idam. Purnam Adaha becomes Purnam Adaha. Purnam Idam becomes Purnam Midam. A little bit of sandhi here. Purnam Adaha. Makara and A added becomes Ma. So Purnam Adaha. Two words are there. Purnam and Adaha. Purnamidam, again two words, Purnam and Idam. Adaha is a pronoun, Idam also is a pronoun. So this mantra only has pronouns, there is no noun anywhere. Adaha means that. Idam means this. Purna means whole or complete. So that Adaha Purnam, that is complete or whole. Idam this is complete or whole. In English also we use the pronoun that to denote something that is remote. That. I don't say that book, I say this book, isn't it? And that peacock, that tree, which is remote, which is outside the boundary of my sense perception. So what is within my sense perception, we call this, which is evident. And what is outside my sense of perception is called that. Pratyaksha and Paroksha. Pratyaksha, what is evident to my senses. Paroksha, that which is beyond the range of my senses. That's all. That is Purnam, that is whole or complete. This is whole or complete. What is that which is remote? What is remote? Not evident to me. What is that? Remember 10th man story? Now, this person is searching for 10th man. So now they told, who is searching for whom? He is searching for himself. Why? Because he does not know I am the one I am searching for. So ignorance of the self has created this distance between the seeker and the sought. So for this 10th man, who is searching for 10th man, the 10th man is searching for is what? Is that. Is not evident, is remote, is not so? He is searching for the missing 10th man. That missing man is remote, is it not so? Remote means what? Away from me, outside my perception. It is so, I think. Something need not be remote, but I may think it is remote. For the 10th man is searching for is not evident to him, and therefore, as far as this fellow is concerned, who is searching for him, the 10th man or 10th boy he is searching for is not here, is somewhere else. Where is he? He is looking for him. So what is called remote? Separated from me by time, by place, by qualification. Here, this is one is separated from the other by perhaps things in some other place, separated by space. And therefore, that is called remote, which is away from me, separated from me, separated by time. Every child wants to become big. I don't know why. He wants to become big, like his big brother, like his dad. Doesn't know what will happen to him, but anyway, right now, the poor fellow wants to become big. So he is separated from what big, by what? By time. It will take time, for him to become that big. Or the poor man wants to become wealthy, separated by quality, separated that the poorness and the wealthiness separates them. So distance in time, distance in place, distance in qualification. You follow? There are different distances are there. The Coimbatore city is away from us in space. This dad is separated from the child in time. The old person separated in time from the young. And the wealthy is separate from the poor by qualification. You see that? Understand the difference? Desha, Kala, Vishesha. Two things are separated by Desha in space, Kala in time, Vishesha in qualification. So that is called that remote which is separated from me in space and time and qualities. That is called Ishvara or Bhagavan. I don't know, he's there, but it's someplace. Therefore, by default we are born with this conclusion that Ishvara, I am not Ishvara, that's for sure. Where is Ishvara? Not me. Our Swami used to say, I am willing to accept any strange looking person as Ishvara. Comes in, I am willing to accept anybody, but not me, that is for sure. I am not Ishvara. I'm very sure. Why? Because Ishvara is omniscient, omnipotent, omnipresent, he must be. I am nothing, I am just alpa, I am limited in every way. Ishvara is free from all the limitations there were. Ishvara is different, I am different. And if we look at what we are seeking in our life, you know what you'll find? You'll find you want to become Ishvara. I want all the knowledge. Not that I'm going to get it, but if I had my way, I would like to know everything. If I had my way, I would like to control everything. Is it not so? We are trying to control all the time. Whether it's a small assembly, I want to control. I love to control. I feel empowered when I control. So I'm seeking to know everything, to control everything, to be everywhere, to be free from limitation of time, space, qualification. So I'm seeking. Where is it? I don't know where it is, but I'm seeking. I'm striving in my life. Because conclusion is, what I'm seeking is separate from me. Like the conclusion of 10th man, he's searching for is separate from him. So the distance need not be real distance. The distance between the seeker the 10th man is, sought the 10th man is what kind of distance? Distance created by what? By ignorance. Not only ignorance, the ignorance that causes false notion. But I am not the 10th man. 10th man is lost. So in our life also we are separated from what we are seeking. Either there is a real distance, that I want to be everything, I want to know everything, I want to be all powerful, I want to be, whether that is a real distance or a distance created by ignorance. So right now there is a goal in my life. Every human being is striving to become something. We are all trying to become something other than what I am, because my conclusion is I am not all right as I am, and therefore I want to become something else. What are you trying to become? I don't know. But not what I am. Wealthier than what I am, more powerful than what I am, more famous than what I am. Then what will happen? I will be all right. Each one of us is seeking to become something, so that after becoming that, I'll be all right. What do you mean all right? Then I'll be happy. Means what? I'll be happy with myself. You know what we are searching for in life? When we are happiness, what are searching? I am seeking to be happy with myself. No, Swamiji, I want to be happy with my home, happy with my job, happy with my income, happy with my family. You think so? But that favorable income, favorable family, favorable home, whatever we are seeking ultimately creates what? Happiness with myself. I can be happy only when I am happy with myself. Think about it. So what am I searching for? Is to be happy with myself. When can I be happy? When I find myself to be acceptable to myself. So the moment which is the moment when I'm happy? I think that I'm all right. In my own perception, I'm all right. What is happiness? Understand this. It's not only eating ice cream or rasgulla or gulab jamu or something like that. What does it create? Oh, I love ice cream. But when you eat ice cream, how do you feel? Ice cream is magic. For the one who loves ice cream. You know what? It makes me forget. Momentarily I forget all my limitations. So when ice cream, I get Brahmananda. And I lose myself. That's the real happiness. when I lose myself. Is it not so? Otherwise, there is not much. You are seeking, what I am seeking, it may not create that. I may not be satisfied, but what I am seeking is, I want to lose myself, become one. And therefore, what is the ultimate happiness is when even the I, the individual, is lost completely. So that is what we are seeking. More limited I am, less acceptable I am to myself, and more I become free from limitation, my perception, more acceptable I become to myself. This is the secret of our life. Although I am all the time searching for approval from the world, I want to be visible to the world, I want to be noted by the world, I want to so and so, because then world will accept me. But what I need really is what? Acceptance from myself. Although outwardly we are seeking approval from other people, maybe my father, some important person from the world, when I get that approval, what happens to me? I then become acceptable in my own perception of myself. Think about it. The most important entity to me is myself, and therefore, whose approval is most important to me? Of myself. But then why am I seeking your approval? How do I look this morning? Oh, you say, Swami, you look handsome. Oh, I'm happy. I think that I am seeking approval from the world, but when you approve me, how do I feel about it? I'm all right. In what? I become approved in my own perception. Sometimes you say, you're good, Swami. I don't think he means it. Sometimes, even when they say, if that does not result in self-approval, it doesn't matter to me, whatever anybody does. Remember this. What matters to me is self-approval. Since I do not approve of myself as I am because I think I am so and so limited, therefore I am seeking approval from the world. But when do I feel good? When I approve myself. When I am acceptable in my own perception. So what am I seeking? Self-satisfaction, self-contentment, self-approval, self-acceptance. What's the goal of my life? Self-satisfaction, self-contentment, self-approval. That's the 10th man. When do I approve myself? When I see myself free from all limitation. I cannot accept a limited self. My problem is with the limited self I find myself to be. So what I am striving to become free from limitations. Unfortunately, the way I am doing is, I get one over with one limitation, other thing comes, and thus this process goes on. What I am seeking is the limitless self. Understand? That's what I am seeking. Are you limitless? No way. I think that limitlessness, I am not, it is elsewhere. So, adaha, that limitlessness, purnatvam, wholeness, I have taken for granted that I am not that different from me, so that separation between myself and wholeness is not a real separation, it is the separation which is notional, caused by ignorance. Idam means this, I. So Upanishad Purnamadaha, what you are seeking, that Brahman is Purnam, Idam, this self also is Purnam. Don't tell me. How can I am Purnam? What are you saying? So Upanishad itself gives the answer. Purnat Purnam Udachyate. From gold, when you make gold ornament, The ornament, is it a silver thing, is it an iron thing or a gold thing? When the cause is gold, the ornament that comes out from gold, is it what? Golden, is it not so? The effect is compatible to cause, is it not so? So Purnam is a cause, Purnat, fifth case, is a cause. From full or complete, the complete comes out. If cause is complete, then the effect should be what? So that Brahman is whole. Since this Jivatma also is whole. How can it be? Because Purnat, Purnamudachyate, from Ishvara or Brahman that is complete, this Jivatma has come out, and therefore the effect must be compatible to cause, therefore Jivatma also is complete. What does it say? You are complete. I don't experience it, Swamiji. As you keep telling me you are a whole, and you are complete. Where do I experience? Do you experience wholeness? Do you experience a wholeness in ourselves? No, Swamiji. I am limited in every way, I know. When you look at ourselves, what do we find? A limited self, is it not so? Otherwise, nobody would be here. You think that you will be bothering to listen to me if you knew or you were like that, you are whole and complete, you won't go any place. Would you need to? So, what is my perception of myself? I am a limited being. I am limited. Now, it's already 6 o'clock, and so this is a little bit technical, but anyway, let me complete this sentence. I am limited, right? There are two parts in that sentence. I am and limited. Isn't it so? I am limited. I am and limited. So, I am and limited are equated. In simple algebra, I am limited means what? I am equal to limited, right? Is that correct? I am equal to limited. But here limited is some place and I am in some other place. What is I am? The subject. What is limited? The object. Body is limited. Mind is limited. Personality is limited in every way. Nobody says it is not limited. What do I say? I am limited. Meaning that I am equating myself with the personality. Therefore, the limitedness is a sense caused by identification or equating myself with this body-mind sense complex. So when I am limited, I lump together two things. I am limited in two different places. I am the subject, limited is the object. We'll have a chance to discuss this, but then anyway, so this is how the idea, the notion of limitedness comes. It doesn't exist, it is a notion in my mind because I am equating two things. Therefore, the limited is mithya. I am limited, that limitedness of I am is mithya, not limited, yeah. Therefore, Purnasya, Purnamadaya, recognizing that in I am limited, the limited belongs to the upadhi. Purnameva avashishyate. When I see that fact, then I realize that I am is Purna. So that is basically what this mantra says. If we discuss the mantra for the whole week, then the Upanishad will not be discussed, Therefore, we just give you an idea, because this is the subject matter of Upanishad. This will be discussed in detail as we proceed with the Upanishad. But the prayer is, Brahman is Purnam, I am also Purnam. Why is it so? Because I have emerged from Brahman. But then how do I experience that? remove your Purnatvam, meaning remove your Apurnata, remove the identification of Upadi, Purnam avashishyate, what remains is you, that is Purna. I am limited. The limited belongs to Upadi. Recognize that fact, then I am is limitless. Sounds like a very simple equation. Isn't it? That's what we have to do. It takes a whole lifetime or God knows. But just to separate these two entities, I am limited, that's what we recognize, have to recognize. The limited belongs to this personality. It's there someplace, not where I think it is. And that I am limitless. Even when all limitations are there, I am limitless in spite of limitations of the body, mind, sense complex. Om Shantihi, Shantihi, Shantihi. When this is recognized, there is nothing but Shanti. All Ashanti is caused by a sense of limitedness. When that goes away, Ashanti also goes away. So this is how, this is a Shanti mantra, which is of the nature of contemplation upon the nature of the reality. It also means prayer, that Lord, please give me Shanti. Remove the Ashanti. Ashanti caused by Adhyatmic individual, caused by these dogs and monkeys and stuff like that. And caused by Swami, now this is Sadhe Sati is going on, these, you know Sadhe Sati? Means the Shani, the Saturn, is unfavorable for 7.5 years. Let's go Adi Devikam. The Devatas are also, they also seem to be my enemies sometimes. So Ashanti caused by them, Ashanti caused by the world, Ashanti caused by my own mind. Shantihi, Shantihi, Shantihi. May there be freedom from the Ashanti caused by all these three sources, and may I enjoy peace of mind. So that's a prayer with which we begin this study, and the actual text now will start from the next class tomorrow morning. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Shankaram Shankaracharyam Keshavam Badarayanam Sutrahashya Krutau Vande Bhagavantau Punah Punah Ishvaro Gururatmeti Murti Bheda Vibhagine Vyoma Vadvyapta Dehaya Dakshinamurtaye Namaha. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om.